What's going on YouTube? This is Blaze Knight here, back again with another video. Today I'm going to go over a tier list for Dragalia Lost. There are over 220 characters in the game. About 220 characters minus these filler units that are added into the game that are like appear during quests. And I thought I'd go over the game, the characters in the game. So this is gonna be This is gonna be subjective. This is just my opinion on which characters are ranked, like in terms of their overall utility, where you're gonna be using them, where, how easy they are to use or build, or etc. This is completely my opinion, so don't take this as fact. And there are obviously other tier lists out there, um, that are a little bit more factual. For example, I don't know many of the characters' kits, or I don't remember most of them. I do have pretty much every character in the game minus a few crossover units and a few um, Gala characters, but I think I can still give a fairly accurate explanation on the characters I think should be ranked where they are. So I'm gonna start with the first 26 character. Well, minus this girl, or minus Beta Zest, yeah. So I'm gonna just put this. I'm putting Yulin as B. His Monospiral is probably one of the best free to play Monospirals in the game, and I think he's pretty much the best unit for fire, the best free to play unit for fire. With that, I mean, excluding the 3 stars that also have the Monospirals, I think they are also pretty good. But I think Yulin is the best like character that you get out of the gate that can function the best for what you need him to do. I think his Gala is also probably one of the best Galas in the game as well. Probably the best light sword unit in the game for at least buffs. Probably actually, I'm gonna put him down here because you pretty much use Gala Yulin for buffs, and his S2 is the longest auto charging S2 in the game. Unless you use skill prep or force charge, he does a lot of good damage and he does what you need him to do pretty accurate, pretty well. For Ellie, I think she's probably she. I would either say she's either here or here. This is just based off. I'm gonna make some other segments. Um, because I think pre where she was originally, she was probably either B or A. And that's just she probably could even be an S because of the amount of like good buffing she could do, because she had no pause time in her animation for her buff. But now, because of her Monospiral, she has to go through an animation for it. So I think she's either B or C. I think at very least upper C. Her Gala or her Halloween version is probably right below Yuban. It depends, because I think she has better SP gain because of her MC, especially since she got buffed. Her MC got buffed way back when they did give it to her, because her MC before was pretty bad. And I'm gonna just put Wedding Ellie below regular Ellie because Wedding Ellie just fell off. There's a lot more and better buffers and debuffers out there, especially like and she doesn't really do enough damage. If she got a Monospiral, then she would be pretty good. I would probably even say that she would be above Gala Leaf. Maybe even Gala Ranzel. In terms of damage, or at least in terms of support. But I think right now she just needs the Monospiral, and she's not really doing what needs to be done for her team. I'm going to put Gala Gala Ellie is pretty much Gala Ellie is probably here, probably even just above Yudwin because she's better Ellie in terms of fact that she basically does Ellie's job, but she also does a little bit more. And I don't think she has as much SB gain for Ellie since actors have pretty low SB gain, but I think that's fair enough for what she does. Um, I'm gonna put Randall here because Randall himself he has the best linkable skill, and he's probably one of the best linkable skills because it removes a debuff, and I believe it also poisons, and he also gets a life barrier. Um, I don't even think you should run this like summer Randall, and I think after his buffs, the Gala Randall is also up there now. Um, I don't really want to make a whole separate tier list for like staffs, so I'll just put most staffs either in C or A. They'll be in this range depending on which they are, unless they're Daniel or etc. Uh, I don't think you should. I think Dragalia Cleo is a weird case because I don't remember if she got a Mono Spiral, but if she did, I don't think it was enough. Um, I think I think in terms of damage, Summer Cleo is above that is above most characters or most life characters, and I'm I think I want if you're looking at this from like an argumentative standpoint, I don't think you should actually look at who's above who. I think it's honestly if you look one rank is above the other, and then the rest in that rank are pretty much the same tier. And I think S is pretty much what you always want to use. A is what you want to use if you don't have S. B is if you don't have enough of a character or enough characters of an element in A, then you go like it's pretty much if you don't have what's higher, go for what is ranked lower. Unless you have F, I don't think you should use any character that's in F. Um, I'd also see so Cleo is still Gala Cleo is still probably one of the best start units in the game. I don't know how to put her Princess Connect version for Dragalia because I think she's pretty much worse Gala Cleo, but how much I don't know how to say. She she might fall in the line of here. Um, I don't think you should run. Alex might be here, and I think Gala Alex is pretty much right here. I might actually change it to put. Yeah, I think Halloween. Uh, I mean, you can run both of these two on the same team. It doesn't really matter. You can run Gala Yudwin with pretty much any other, at least one sword. If you want to do like co ability stuff. Especially with unique co abilities, you don't really need to care about co abilities anymore or regular abilities. Um, but it just depends on who you think is better at like getting the buffs for their team. I think um, Halloween Ellie is better in terms of that. I don't I don't have an opinion on uh, Luca's spiral. I don't think you should use it this time. Uh, this Gala Luca is probably the best probably the best light Gala damage dealer. Probably one of the best damage dealers for light anyway. I'm not going to rank this filler unit because this isn't even like a unit. They're just in the database. Uh, you if you have a better staff for like Grace is pretty much better than her in every situation, unless you're talking about damage. And honestly, I will put that. I'm in my personal way. I'm going to say that like this is just for me. I'm just going to say that if I move them around from like front to back or something, that's just for me. Just for you yourself, you should just rate them as in like they're all in the same ranking, and that you should use them for your elements. Um, Golemim probably right here. Uh, Halloween right here. I think she has good debuffs and good buffs, but it's just the fact that she's an axe just limits her. I think Leonidas is also probably even just here as well. I think he gets to the same point that Mim does. Um, for Dark, I don't think you need to use Chalet. Uh, Gala Leaf, he he's below Gala. In my personal opinion, I would put him here. Um, I'd probably say it's probably like this, maybe even just this, in terms of Gala Leaf being like below. He's probably like above Randall. Um, but he doesn't do what Randall does, because Randall gives that life shield and he removes a debuff. I think you just use Gala Leaf for like his poison and some other stuff. His like defense and all that. Cerise, uh, it's just better buffs compared to Halloween Mim, because she just switches and bows have pretty good SP gain. Hunter Cerise probably above these two, in my opinion, just in terms of core strike damage, but maybe even lower. Laxi, I don't think I don't really care much. See, for 4 stars, unless they have like a good MC, I don't really think I should like even put them like in D. I honestly don't even think I should put these two in D. And that's just like they don't do what other characters can do. I mean, I put this character D. This is probably so. These are pretty much standard picks. I don't think you should use her. Lowen just use Lowen. Doesn't have an MC. Not good. No. She was good back in the day for like when the High Dragon High Midgar Storm first came out. But she's fallen off. Uh, sort of the same thing. Probably right here. Gall actually, I think she's probably. It depends on if you think she's. I think she has good SP gain, and she does a lot of things, but she doesn't burn. Kind of makes me want to put her right here. Yeah, I think that's good. I don't have a comment on her. I don't think you should use her. I mean, same thing, honestly. Probably right here, and probably right here as well. I don't have her. This is one of the characters I don't have. I don't have many of the Monster Hunter crossover units. Cause I do have Gull series, but I don't have or Hunter series. I don't have a Hunter Vanessa or Hunter Berserker, so I can't really give my opinion on them. I think Sonoa is pretty good. I think her link skill is pretty good. Summer Sonoa is just slightly better. Regular Sonoa. Right here. The 70 MC for Makoto is actually really good. I really like him. There was a like I don't know if it's a glitch or if it's like some bug or something, or I just don't pay attention to like the cooldown time. But there's like something where like if like you have enough SP and you use his second skill that increases um I think it's his the time it takes for him to use his skill. Then you use it like twice and then you use it with Marfs. buff or his second skill that increases like skill attack speed. Like if you increases his attack speed twice with his skill and then use the attack speed increase from Marth, there's like some sort of bug or error where the attack speed just like the time goes down to 0. Um, so I don't know if that's like a bug or something. I think his I don't know where his summer variation actually is. I'm gonna put him right here. Uh, and his this version, his summer version right here, just because I think he's good for where he does for like what he does, and I don't have a comment on her MC because I don't actually have a lot of MCs, and I think where she falls is pretty good. I think C tier is pretty much like the baseline for most units. Well, not most units, but for a lot of the units that you use for High Dragon Trial, or even just Volstraff or something, because she was pretty meta for Volstraff. I think the same thing goes with her Valentine's version. She was sort of meta for Midgar Storm, just because of burn. I don't have a comment. No comment. She needs a new variation. Like this is like one of the like Rex, and these two. I forgot the name of this guy, and I think Isabel. Or no, this is I forgot the name of these two, but these two need like a new variation. I think he has a Moss Sparkle, but I don't know about it too much. And she doesn't even have a Moss Sparkle. She doesn't even have a new variation, and I think they could have do a lot. And honestly, I think she was actually in Tobias's adventure story, so they could make a variation of her as more than just a priestess. Um, but I'm gonna leave off for here. I think this is pretty good to leave off. We got I think over 50 characters or at least 30 characters. Um, so I'm gonna leave this off.